Guys, and welcome to my channel once again. My name remains Harry Tigansa Jingina, and if you're watching me for the very first time, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this channel, and give this channel a thumbs up. And if you're also a returning subscriber, I want to say thank you for joining me once again. Today I'm going to be talking about accommodation in the UAE. The UAE is a much sought after destination where everybody wants to travel into, and if you're coming into the UAE, you know you're certainly going to be looking forward to an accommodation. It's not really a difficult thing, as there are so many platforms where you can actually apply for an accommodation, and you can get an accommodation for so little, depending on what you desire as a place you want to stay. There are basically three types of accommodation in UAE, which are much comfortable for those who are coming in to look for a job or are coming in to stay for a period of about a month to get into 3 months. So if you're coming in and looking forward for somewhere to stay, you actually have to opt for one type of accommodation here in UAE. The Bedspace is a place where you have a certain room being filled with some certain number of beds. It could be beds, small beds, it could be bunk beds, but it's a shared room where people stay and share basic facilities. These basic facilities are the toilet and also the kitchen, but they share a common room. Sometimes the bed space is divided by curtains, or it's even left open. So depending on the type of bed space you find, you can actually find one that suits your budget. Bed spaces ranges from, depending on the Emirates which you are, ranges from between 300 and up to even 800 for a particular bed space. For the bed space. Now, if you don't want a bed space and you want something with a little more privacy, there's what we have and we call partitions. Partitions are actually a room at the same time, like the same room you have there, but they are shared into different smaller rooms, sometimes using chalkboards or using even the plywood to partition. Sometimes they are even partitions with curtains, but they are called partitions because you have more privacy. That particular you have sometimes a door leading to your partition, but that small partition is where you actually will be staying, and you have all your things inside. But this partition, most times you still have to share the same basic facilities. These facilities are what? The kitchen and the washroom. If you're lucky enough, you could have a few number of people in your partition, maybe like 2 people in a room partitioned into 2, or a room partitioned into 3, or sometimes partitioned into 4, sometimes even up to 6 if the room is quite big. But you are limited to your own space, and if you don't like that kind of place where you share these common facilities, there is also another option called the rooms. For the rooms, you actually have an entire room, could be part of a building or a studio, where you have all facilities to yourself. If this is a part of a building, a flat, maybe a 2-bedroom flat or a 3-bedroom flat, you would actually have your own room, sometimes with your own washroom. Then you have to share only now maybe the kitchen. So if you are lucky enough to have a room which has an ensuite toilet, then you have your room with your own toilet inside, and you can actually use for your own comfort alone. That is if you can actually afford a room by yourself. So for these 3 are the basics that most people actually sought after if they are coming to stay. Also lounges, we have villas, we have different types of accommodation, Airbnb and the rest, and there are softwares that you can actually use to look for this accommodation online or through an agent. The agent posts either on Facebook or on any of the social media platforms, and there you can actually access them to get this property on time. So it's very easy. You can look for a property today, you can easily get a property. Might be in your place of choice, might not be in your place of choice, but if you want a property in UAE, it's not really difficult to get one. So if you're coming to UAE to look for a job, you should be prepared that, okay, these are the types of options which you have. Because if you say you want to go into taking a lease of a house directly from an owner, it doesn't actually come cheap. For somebody who is coming here to look for a job, most time from Africa. He's looking for a job, get money to support his family back home, and not to get money to lavish and live a big lifestyle here. So if you're out there, you're thinking of coming, please make sure you know what type of place you're coming to, and make sure you know how the accommodation is like when you're coming in here and how to go about it. So if you like this channel and you like this information I just gave, please subscribe to my channel, give this channel a thumbs up, and hit the like button. See you again on the next one.